We have friends from Indonesia as well.
Hi,
Daisy.
everyone.
Hello, welcome.
Hi, I'm from Indonesia.
Hello, welcome. Nice to
Thank
meet you.
you. Nice to meet you too.
Welcome everyone. I'm local president of JCI Kirtipur, Bines Tongol, from Nepal. So I've been talking with Alexandra from a long time, and we also had one session like introduction and experience sharing session before. I like to give this training to everybody who I know and from all over Nepal. So I coordinated with the national board, and we are doing this training. This is JCI Discover. So welcome everyone once again. And actually about introducing our vice president, Alexandra Botos. She's actually JCI vice president in Europe division. So she's from Europe, and she was JCI Romania national president in 2022, and also she is European Development Counselor for intensive support, and she also lead the foundation for the European Restart Program, and also Union of Public Function Europa as political security advisor, EU career ambassador, and also she's working as public servant at the European Parliament. So she has lots of titles actually. Um, Before we start, we'll start with our JCI Creed. So I'm going to dictate JCI Creed. JCI Creed. We believe that the faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, that brotherhood of men transcends the sovereignty of nations, that economic justice can best be won by free men through free enterprise, that government should be of laws rather than of men, that Earth's great treasure lies in human personality, and that the service to humanity is the best work of life. Thank you. So the floor is yours, Alexandra.
But yeah, thank you so much for having me, LP Binesh, and all of you for joining. I'm really glad to be with JCI Nepal again and with Indonesia. I don't know, Daisy, from which local chapter you are, but actually my local chapter has a twinning with JCI Medan in Indonesia. So I'm really glad to have you here as well. You are all welcome. So just a bit of a disclaimer, JCI Discover is mostly for new members. But as you know, like we're currently reshuffling a bit the JCI trainings. So even if you're for a longer time in JCI, you will still be surprised of the content, because I always adapt my trainings. I'm a professional trainer. I'm a certified trainer also, and a business coach. So I always put my own imprint on the work that I do, okay? So it's going to be a bit different than the JCI Discover that you're used to. And for today, we're going to have three main objectives in the session. So one is to discover the why of our organization. Why are we doing what we're doing in JCI, okay? And then to understand what makes a leader and the leadership skills that JCI gives us, okay? So how to tap onto the leadership skills. And I saw that some of you were the persons that already joined my first session with JCI Nepal in experience. So you're going to hear some of the experience I shared before, some of the examples I gave you back then regarding how to tap on the opportunities in JCI so you can develop yourself. And then we're going to learn how to act as a leader and to create sustainable impact. So what exactly does JCI give us as structure so we can make sure that what we're doing is really impactful and it's sustainable in our community, okay? So these are the three main objectives that we have for today. And before we really start, I just want to get to know a bit all of you, and this is going to take a bit of time, but I'm really asking you to be as short as possible, as fast as possible when you introduce yourself, because we're quite a crowd here, and to go through everyone around. So I'm going to just tell I'll just ask you to pronounce your name so I can also hear it, because it's really tricky for me actually to pronounce some of your names. I don't always know how to read them. And then just to tell me why you joined JCI, or if you're for a long time in JCI, why did you remain in JCI, and the moment when you were proud to be a member. Now, after you replied to these 3 questions, there was also a question: what does this story say about you? So why you joined JCI and what made you proud about being a member. But this question, it's only for you. So if you want to share, you're free to share what does those stories say about you. But if not, like, you can keep it to yourself and just think about it. What does those things say about you? Okay. So I'm going to go first, and then I'm going to shout out to you by the list that I have in front of me. So by the way you entered the room, okay? And as you know, I'm Alex. I'm Vice President Alex from Europe. So I joined JCI 8 years ago in 2015, and I joined JCI because of a project. To be very honest with you, my local chapter was doing this charity project. They were giving out school notebooks and everything, pens and so on, everything that you need for a school to abandoned children, so to foster care children. And that's how I kind of got attached to JCI, because I really liked the children project. It's just that when I joined, I thought that they were not doing enough, that we were kind of giving fish out instead of teaching the children how to fish by themselves, because abandoned children in Romania get out of the system when they are 18 and they don't have any other help anymore. So no financial help, no hosting help, and so on. So why I joined JCI was actually because I saw so much potential in this project, and I really wanted to help develop that kind of project, and I really wanted to help those children get the right skills, that when they get out of the system, they have everything that that they need to actually have a good life. And the moment that I was most proud is also connected to this project, because we were working with one foster care home, which was in a remote area where people didn't really speak Romanian. So they were a remote area of Hungarians. But of course, like for us, it was not a problem. The caregivers spoke a bit Romanian, and with the children, we kind of get along because they were little. But after 1 year in which, okay, we tried to teach them how to cook, we tried to teach them different things, we did creative workshops with them. So we tried to educate them in various skills. Because they wanted to reward my team for all the effort and everything we've done for them. They organized kind of a Christmas party for us. And at the Christmas party, they start singing Romanian carols. So even though we never tried to teach them Romanian, even though like we never really implied that we were expecting them to learn Romanian, they did this great effort of learning the Romanian songs so they can show us their gratitude. And for me, that was a really, really proud moment, especially because I could see my team all crying around, like moved by their effort and so on. So it was a really proud moment to see that, and not only that we've done our work, but also like we achieved so much more in those children's lives. And what does this say about me? One thing is that I can see potential. So everything I look at, I don't look at what it is, but what it could be. And the second story says about me that I'm very result orientated. So I always expect results, and I'm overwhelmed when we overachieve those results. So these are kind of my stories, and I will give the floor now to local president Binesh, if you would like to share with us as well.
Yeah, sure. Actually, my story is like I joined JCI in 2016, and that was just like I was introduced by my friend, but I didn't know what was JCI, and then I just got engaged, and then I didn't had any interest actually before, because I was unaware of it. And then slowly, like I was not that active in 2016 or 2017, but 2018 I came to the board as a treasurer, and then I work in a team. So I really liked the teamwork. So I was a team player. So it was the best time for me to work as a team. So I got to work as a team, and like my president also listened to my voice, and it was a really good feeling that your voice is heard, and your like your the voice comes into action, you know. So that was my life changing moment. And then after that, I was in board every year. So, and this year I became president. So now, after being president, like I have learned more than I thought, you know. I learned a lot. I had lots of networks, and then my leadership grew. Yeah, like my business also grew, and then everything grew. So I just wanted to motivate all the newcomers, the new members as well. So I'm doing that. So I'm showing the path. JCI is the right platform for every youth. So every youth should come to JCI is my motto. And this year my motto is collaborate and thrive. So by collaborating we can thrive. So this much is my introduction. Thank you very much.
Good evening to everyone. Myself, Manoj Bhandari, JC Manoj Bhandari from Start the JCS, a local chapter. Here we are nearby the Lumbini, a birthplace of God Gautam Buddha. I was at JCI from 2011, and I have sought a lot of organization. Where should I have to join it? At that time, I learned about the JCI motto in JCI, just training like a training center. Then I have joined the JCI for myself. After that, at 2015, after I have entered the JCI. Then after I was always at the board. When at 15 we have done in Nepal there was a earthquake. At that time I have taken a huge project from the Siddhartha to provide food, shelter to the everyone, and we have done a lot of things from that. All the people from local people, except us, that the JCI can do a lot. We have learned ourselves from the training, from the program, and everything. So I love the JCs and JC. I make a fellowship a lot. So uh, just for this, just I love to be a JCs.
Amazing, amazing project. Thank you for sharing. Okay, I see Amar raising his hand. So could you please, be the next?
Hello, good evening. I'm JC Amar Gimire from JCI Narangarh. It's also one of the local chapters of Nepal. I had joined JCI from 2014. Actually, there was a devastating earthquake in Nepal at 2015, and I had got the opportunity to work on the committee for reconstructing a village over here. And the village has been adopted by JCI Narangarh itself right now. And about my proud moment, I was very proud to join Nalanda of JCI India, where there were many participants from various parts of India. And one of the faculty of international training, Sally sir, had visited my office personally to train me and mentor me last year. That was next proud moment for me. And this all, I hope this all says about my solution-oriented mindset. And I want the connection and the collaboration I want to build up in every relationships, and the global concern that I'm paying my attention to, and trying to make myself and my locality a bit better. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing, Amar. Okay, SG Pratik.
Alexandra, nice to meet you again. Everyone, this is Pratik Maharjan, Secretary General of JCI Kirtipur. The reason I joined or stayed in JCI is I joined JCI in 2019. I was acknowledged I got introduced of JCI through social media, where one of our previous past president was giving presentation about sharing knowledge, and our brothers were involved on these projects. So I got curious, and one of our past president, our brother, he introduced me about JCI, and I got joined. And after joining, the first year there was Corona pandemic, and we just there was like 2 to 3 months halt in the every programs, and there was whole world was devastating. And one of the first moment, there were a lot of moments where I was proud to be a member of JCI, and the first moment was during the pandemic. A lot of people were having bad time financially and from other many aspects, and we just distributed foods for around 50 families. After 2 years, they even remember that moment because we helped them in bad times. So every time I live in same locality, whenever they see me, they have a happy face. I don't know, they are happy about that moment or they are happy about seeing me, but I believe it got sparked from the moment we helped through the JCI. And there are other many proud moments, like the global connection. Just like I know you right now, not like physical, but we have met online, and there are lot of friends worldwide. Not only worldwide, within Nepal, I think we got friends from 75 district. That is also a moment we should proud of. And what individual reflection, I would say I'm working on it. And what I think is it is what I want, the building connection or building personality, everything we got here. So with saying this, I would like to thank you all. Thank you very much.
Thank you for sharing, SG. Do we have any new members here in the room? Does any of the new members want to introduce themselves?
Well, thank you so much for this opportunity. My name is JCI Kirtipur. I am also a local chapter president of JCI Lubu. I have joined JCI Lubu from 2012. I have joined JCI Lubu since I was a student. When I was just studying my plus two, I joined JCI as a student. Now it has been more than 12 years that I have been a part of JCI. So it has been a very wonderful experience. I have learned a lot. I was always very I was a guy who have a very low esteem. I always get very nervous. I didn't talk much. I didn't share much, but JCI has helped me to overcome all of this.
Yes, we hear
Yeah, actually, I'm on the way and it's raining here. And yeah, so I'll give my short introduction for now. I'm JCI from Kirtipur, and I have recently joined JCI this year, 2023, and I'm introduced here by JCI DISCOVER. Actually, I was so unaware about this JCI actually before, but we have started one of our business in 2022. So this is the motive of getting some new PRs and experiences. I have joined this year, and hopefully we'll be getting more opportunities and more learnings from here. That's all from my side for now.
Awesome.
you.
Thank you for sharing, Ravina. Okay, see JC Bashal, can you take the floor? Yeah.
Hello everyone, greetings. This is JC Bisal Bhatrai from JCI Narangad, and talking about why I joined JCs. As we all know that JCs is a platform for the individual growth for individual trainings, and I love learning new things. That's why I joined JCI Narangad in year 2020, and I'm really looking forward to learn something new from these meetings. Also, that's all for now.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Okay, anyone else who would like to share? And if I see none, then we're going to go forward. Anyone else who would like to take the floor? Going once? Going twice? Okay, we're going to go forward. And if you decide that you want to share, then you can do it in the chat. Tell us about yourself, why you joined JCI and what you're proud of. So now we're going to go into the first section of the training, and here we're going to discover more also about yourself. So we're going to try to dive deep a bit in your core values as well, but also to understand what's the JCI purpose. Now, I always start this training with this kind of picture, because in JCI, there always is, we said that in a team, there's 3 types of people, right? There's the one that works the most, and that's usually, you know, the project manager, or the one that has the idea of the project. He does like most of the work. Then you have the person that says he's going to do something but doesn't do it in the end, and then you have the person that doesn't even know what's happening, like they have no idea what's happening in our local chapters. And usually these people, so the one that works the most is the one that is most aligned with his values, because everything that we do in life, everything that drives us, that gives us that energy, that drive to do things, is actually the core values that we nurture. So everything that is in line with us, with what we want, with what we vision, is actually giving us energy to do things. And in the moment that we don't go aligned with our values, with our vision, it starts for us to be kind of challenging to do things. So when I don't really like a project, it's hard for me to come and help you, right? It's hard for me to come and work for something that I don't really believe in, that it will work. So that's why it's very important for us to actually find out what your core values are, okay? So I'm going to give you a small exercise in which I give you in the chat, I'm going to share with you a document, which is a list of values. And just give me 1 second to share it with you before I start explaining exactly what you need to do with it. And it's uploading, yeah. So I will please ask you to download the document from the chat and to work from your computer, or if you want, anyhow, I'm going to put it on the screen and you'll have it here as well. Or you can scan the QR code and you'll get to the file, but it's a PDF. So better use the one that I gave you. And what I want you to do is actually to go through this list of values, okay? You have a list of words, and I want you to select at least 10, or to select everything that resonates with you. So when you find a word that you think, yeah, this is me, this is something that describes me personally, to circle it or underline it or highlight it, whatever you wish, and just highlight or circle all the words that you think are part of your core values. And if there are words that you feel that are missing, so maybe you have core value that is not here, to just write it down here on the lines, okay? After, when you have all the words, I'll ask you to actually number from 1 to 10. So from the first, the most important, so the one that you resonate most with, to the last, the one that you, to the 10th, that you think, yeah, I still resonate with this, but it's not so strong as the first one, right? So from 1 to 10, by how much you feel that you're owning that value. Okay, So first you take the list, you circle everything that you resonate with, and then I want you to number from 1 to 10 the most important ones for you, okay? And you add anything that you don't find on the list on these lines. Do I have any questions for you regarding this exercise? Go ahead, LP. If you want to ask a question, go ahead.
No, actually, I'm clear. So I don't know about others.
Okay, perfect. If you have any questions during your exercise, you can still ask me, okay? So I'll give you 10 minutes starting now to actually search for your core values. Maybe there are some people that already know them, but let's see. Okay, I'll give you 10 minutes. In the meantime, I'm just going to explain to you a bit what does this mean and what does this say about us? Because in JCI, you know, when you go to these international events, when you go to the World Congress and you have this overwhelming feeling of being in a room with people from all over the world, so different people, right? Because even like in our local chapters, when in our national organization, when we work together, the teams coming together, there's so much different personalities in it, right? We are so different. We come from different backgrounds. We have the different histories. But imagine like global, how different we are, even culturally, even like as growing up. So it's so overwhelming to be in a room full of people that are so different from you, coming from different places, but that feel like family, that feel like friends, right? That you can actually trust and you feel comfortable with. So the thing is that what is proven is that once we have the same values and we work together for the same things, it's usually very normal to feel a part of the group, right? So one thing that actually in science is proven that the organizational values, the organizational culture is given by the members. So basically your values, our values put all together creates our organizational culture. And our values help us in every day what we do. Like when we take decision, we take them based on our values. When we get engaged into something, we get the drive, we get excited about something, that means that that thing is most probably aligned to our values. So we're doing something in that scope. One exercise that you can still do, so to further deepen in this kind of process of finding out more about yourself, about your values and so on, is now to take the top of your values, so the first 5 values that you have, and kind of try to make a statement out of them. So for me, for example, my first core value is love. And for me, when I went into kind of discovering, okay, why is this my core value? What does it say about me? I said that whatever I do in life, I will do it approaching it with love and kindness, right? So this is something that everything that I do, I try to approach it with love and kindness. So you try to develop your values. So the ones that you told me, and I saw a lot of them in the chat. So like adaptability, family, gratitude, friendship, loyalty, ambition, creativity. Try to make a statement out of them, right? Try to develop it to yourself. Like, what does this really say about me? Okay, just to dive deep a bit more in what you do and how you do it. And then, of course, we have our values, and our values in JCI are actually the creed. Of course, they are quite old now, but it seems that even though like they're over 100 years almost, we still resonate with them, we still feel them. To be very honest with you, as the vice president, so when you are applying to become a vice president, one of the interview questions that everyone gets is, what's your favorite value from our creed? So what do you resonate with the most, right? And after I told them that, I actually started crying, because like for me at that moment when I was national president, I don't know if you know geographically, but Romania is very close to Ukraine. And for over like a long period of time, this last year was the year that a war broke in Ukraine. And for Romania, that was a huge kind of emotional impact as well, because we had to foster a lot of refugees. We had to help them. We were very close because Ukraine was was one of my assigned countries when I was in EDC, an EDC council. So I worked with them a lot. I knew people there that were in the war area. So once they asked me what's my favorite value, I said that, yeah, brotherhood of man transcends sovereignty of nation. And I started crying when I said it, because there was so much emotional attachment to that value for me back then. So everything that we do, actually, it resonates with our values, right? And I just want to go a bit with you through the values. So you actually, if you have any questions, I know that some of you are really experienced members. So maybe you even can give me a bit of your vision or your perspective on the values that you see in them. But just to go for the new members, to go a bit through them so you understand. So for the first one, there is always a bit of discussion, because we say that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life. And of course, being a global organization, we incorporate so many religions. We also incorporate people that don't really believe in a God, right? We incorporate those too. So we have so many different beliefs in our organization. And that's why when we say that faith in God gives meaning and purpose to human life, we actually consider it as faith being important, that belief that you have, either being in a God, in Allah, or being in a Buddha, or whatever you believe in, whatever you think, that's the most important part, having faith. So believing in something. And even if you don't believe of the existing of a God, it's still a belief, right? It's still in your core beliefs. So just for you to understand that we try to incorporate all kinds of belief in our organization. And then that the brotherhood of man transcends the sovereignty of nation. I think I kind of gave you an example with what I was just saying. It's the fact that we don't believe actually that we're bordered. In JCI, as I said, in a World Congress, if you go there, there is no such thing as a borderline, a geographical border, because we are all together in this. We are working together. Our projects are so similar. Our challenges, the challenges that we're facing, are so similar. And I bet that if we had, like, here with you, half of the European local chapter presidents, I bet that I would have at least 70% of you saying, we don't know how to recruit more members, right? Because it's a common challenge. So even if, like, we're so spread apart, even if, like, we do work in governmental structures, we do think that our brotherhood, our teamwork, our work together transcend this. So it's superior to the structures, okay? And that economic justice can best be won by free men through free enterprise, right? So we believe that people need freedom to be creative, to be enterprising, to put themselves out there and create solutions, but also, like, to develop themselves and to develop their business and to give, like, workplaces for other people. So it's really important to have this kind of economic freedom for people to develop and to grow the economy. And you can interrupt me whenever you think that you want to add something, because I know that some of you are really experienced and you do know the values and you did already kind of experience them by yourself, right? You had a different kind of story going through them. So you can always take the floor and tell us more about your experience when you want to. And then we go to that government should be of laws rather than men. And here it's very specific in the sense that we want to respect the law and not to follow just some specifically persons or power persons' will, right? We want to do what's best for the people, and we want, if there is a law, that means that at some point someone proposed that that law was the best decision to take for the people and it impacts more. So that's what we mean by this, that we respect the laws that are for the people, right? Earth's greatest treasure lies in human personality. That means that for us, who is the most important part of JCI? The members, right? And the people. So for us, the work that we do, everything that we do is actually for humans, for our people. And that service to humanity is the best work of life. Is something that also why we stay in JCI. And you all gave me so many examples of impactful projects that you did. And again, you did it for other people, for people from your community, from people that needed your help and needed your impact. So, and that was the proudest moments for us all, right? That was the moment that we really felt that service to humanity is the most rewarding work in life. Any questions regarding the JCI values that we have? Or if you want to share a story that really resonates with one of them, you're welcome to take the floor. Okay, I see a little heart, thank you. Okay, then I'm going to go a bit forward and we're going to talk about the mission a bit. So our mission is to provide leadership development opportunities that empower young people to create positive change. Right, there's been a slight change in our mission last year. Does everyone know what's the change that we did in the mission, how it was before and what's new now, and why we did this kind of change? Let's see, what's the wording? Okay, so before we had to provide development opportunities, right? And now we put leadership development opportunities. And I really resonate with this change because I think that in principle, the biggest challenge in the world is wrong decision-making. So everything that is impacted, it's because someone didn't take the right decision at the right time, and somebody else is impacted by that, right? So what JCI tries is to create leaders, right? To put out there the persons that could make the best decisions that can be made, so like the people can benefit from it. That's our impact, actually. We develop our members to have the skills needed. So when they go, wherever they go, in whichever position they get in, they could make the right decision, right? To have the most positive impact. So that's why like we changed to provide development opportunity to leadership development opportunities, because actually this is what we offer. We offer a leadership development journey, right? Okay. And then we're going a bit now to the second section, which is the journey of a JCI leader, right? So how do we actually go through JCI? And I know some of you, like, again, you're pretty experienced, so you already got the adventure part done. And probably some of you now are just on how do you say, the wise men of the city. So you're mentoring, you're guiding new members, you're trying to teach others about your experience and so on. But before you get there, before you become a senator in JCI, before you become national president and so on, you actually have this discover journey. And discovering journey is when you're in JCI and you get hit by so many information, right? I still remember the beginning of my membership. They made me stay in a first training, a 3-hour first training, in which they would just feed me information about who was national president, who was international vice president, what do we do, what projects there are. Like, it was so tiring. It was so much information in the first, but it's so interesting because it's so much things that you accumulate during that period when you discover JCI, right? You find out so many things about our organization. And it quite takes a lot of time until you absorb everything. For me, for example, in the first year of my membership, I didn't even have any idea what international opportunities were. I had no idea that we were a world, like what it meant to have a world network, what it meant to have friends in Nepal or Indonesia, I was just absorbing information. So it's a discovery. So for the first part, it's a discovery, it's finding out what we're doing, finding out where you kind of fit in. And then there is the explore part. You also have a JCI Explore training, which goes a bit more into skills. So into Explore part, you kind of find out what kind of opportunities you have. You find out what kind of training, what kind of session you can attend. You can find out like you kind of test a bit. You try to, it's like learning how to swim. You get in the water and you just try to figure out what you need to do and how to navigate in JCI. And then you have the adventure part. And to be honest, for me, the adventure part is the most exciting part, because you actually get to do stuff, right? You get to be in leadership roles, you get to manage a project, you get to have a team, you get to actually put your idea out there. And that's the most interesting part. It's also the most risky part, because what if your project fails? What if nobody wants to join your team, right? What if your idea is not accepted by the local organization? So it's really risky as well. And that's also a part that it's adventurous, right? That's the risk that you actually want to take, and you want to take in JCI, because in JCI, it's not the same risk as at your job or if you have your own business, right? In JCI, you have people that are there to help you learn, that are there that if you fuck up in English, they are there to help you repair things, right? They are there to help you manage things in a way that they grow. So it's really important that you kind of take this adventure in a way, in a playful way, but also take in consideration that it's really important that you do have the results in JCI. Okay, now I'm going to put you into teams. So you're going into breakout rooms. I hope that you are really prepared for this. And I want you to actually discuss in your group, each of you to choose a person that you think you see as a leader, and just discuss a bit, what does that person incorporate as characteristics? So what do you like about that person? Why would you define that person as a leader? Okay, so what kind of skills, what kind of behaviors, what kind of, I don't know, clothes does he wear that makes you think that that person is a leader? Okay, and you'll have 15 minutes for this. So you'll be 5 in each room. You'll have 1 minute per person to just say the name of the person that you consider a leader, and what are the things that make that person a leader. Okay, everyone understood? Can I see some thumbs up to make sure that everyone is okay? Yeah, perfect. Okay, amazing. Thank you so much. I'm going to send you to the breakout rooms now, and you'll have 15 minutes then to discuss.
From our group, Angis will speak.
Okay, let's see.
Hello, Angis.
Hello. Good evening, everyone.
Evening.
So
Good evening.
our group was group number 5, and we have chosen Gautam Buddha as our leader.
Wow, amazing.
Okay, and some of the leadership qualities are lead and then guide. First one, and then another one is teamwork. Third one is unbiased.
Okay.
And fourth one is clear goal. Fifth one is communication skill. Sixth is patience. Seventh is creativity.
Amazing.
Eighth is problem solving. Ninth is passion. And 10th is learning.
Yeah, you chose the most utopic leader that incorporates all of the perfect skills, right? Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Does any of the other rooms want to add something on that? So above problem solving, creativity, teamwork. Is there anything else that you found, SG?
On our behalf, group number 2, JC Bisal Patrai sir will give the answer. JC Bisal sir, please.
Thank you so much, sir. Discussing about the leadership that we feel, the qualities that a leader should have. We all come to a common agreement that leaders are those who know how to do, what to do, when to do. But leaders are the good and best delegators. They know whom to delegate, so that the best outcome can be achieved from the members, and not about ordering, but it's about delegating, making them participate in the action and making them the vision of the organization as a shared vision rather than just ordering them what to do. So the best quality that we all agree a leader should have is an art of delegation and participating members with a shared vision. Beside that, a leader is positive. Leaders lead by example. Leader is creative, always motivating. These are the common um, leadership qualities that a leader should have among all to make a team achieve the best. Leader know how to divide the tasks and multiply the success. That's what we came to an agreement.
Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing. Very good qualities above of the ones that were put in by group number 1. Okay, so is there anything else that you can add on the long list of leadership qualities that you already set forward?
Alex,
Yeah,
I
go
would
ahead.
add dedication, passion, compassion,
Oh, very nice.
and networking.
And networking. Okay, yeah, amazing. Amazing. Is there anything else that you would like to share? Is there anything missing from our pot of skills? Okay, I see here a message from Leona. So I shared to my partner in the room, JCI Asarya, I hope I read this correctly, a law student from Kathmandu, that I look up to my president of Indonesia, Joko Widodo. Okay, very nice. Yeah, it's really nice. He's empowering, inspiring, because he leads by action. Yeah, very nice, amazing. That's also really important to have someone to lead by example, and like you said, to inspire the members, to get them on board, to see into their vision, right? It's amazing. You did a perfect combination of skills for a leader. Now, because we are developing leaders in JCI, right, for a changing world, of course, everything that you just said can be developed through your experience in JCI. And for this, we have 4 areas of opportunities in JCI, right? We have the business opportunities, we have the international cooperation, we have the individual development, and the community impact. And for each one of these areas internationally, so globally, we developed some programs, events, trainings, and projects that you can actually implement at national or local level, and you can tap into, so you can actually develop new skills, right? And for the business entrepreneurship, of course, you can develop sales skills, networking skills, communication skills, financial skills, which is also important when you're a leader, right, to have structure. And then for the international part, you can develop, again, networking skills, communication skills, and you said at the beginning to be unbiased. And this is very important when you work in a multicultural and international environment in JCI, right? So you do work a bit with your bias as well. And then you have the individual development. And here, basically, it's all the skills: communication, leadership, administration, budgeting. It's everything that you can wish for. JCI can give it to you through the experience that we offer to our members, right? And of course, for community impact, we have our projects. And that's, as I said, it's the first line, it's the first leadership role that can actually help you to develop skills. And once you get to own a project, once you get to manage a team to develop a project, that's the first baseline that you actually get to learn by doing in JCI, right? Okay, now I have just one more exercise for you guys before I go on babbling about the JCI Action Framework and more information. But before this, I want to ask you if you want a 5-minute break. And I want to see maybe some hands up if you want a 5-minute break. If not, then we're going on further. We're going into the exercise. Let's see, how many hands do I have up for 5-minute break? Just one? Okay, Samin, you can take a 5-minute break, but we're going to go forward because I guess I have more people against than for. No problem, perfect. I'm so glad that you are also engaged in this, that everyone wants to go forward. So now what we're going to do, I have a 5-minute exercise for you. And again, I'm going to give you in the chat a different file. This time it's going to be a PDF, so I really hope that you can work on it. But if you can, please have a piece of paper and pen next to you, so you can actually write down the chart for yourself. So you can draw it on your piece of paper. So I put the document into the chat, but you also have it on the screen now. So this is a graph developed by JCI Norway from Europe. And based on the 4 areas of opportunities, they developed the skills that you can develop in JCI, the most important skills for us as leaders, right? And what I want you to do, so on a scale from 1 to 10, I want you for each skill to tell me where you are right now. So to put a kind of a note, a score for each skill that you have here. So for entrepreneurship, for example, and when I'm talking about entrepreneurship, is also intrapreneurship, right? If you have a management position in a company that is not yours, but you feel that you have ownership, so you feel that you're part of the company, then I want you to score yourself from 1 to 10. Where are your enterprising skills, right? Then organizational development as well, from 1 to 10, where you are. Leadership from 1 to 10, where you are right now. Okay, once you've done this, so once you went through all the skills and you scored yourself from 1 to 10, then please think about where you want to be by the end of this year. So if there are any of the skills that you would like to develop more on, note yourself from 1 to 10, where do you want to go? So for example, if like for international network, you would like to develop more, to get to know more people in the international network, then you need to raise a bit the scale, right? So to go from, I don't know, maybe you're a 7 to go to 10. Okay, and I'm going to give you 5 minutes for this exercise. So please take the graph and note from 1 to 10 for each skill where you are and where you want to be by the end of the year. You have 1 minute. Okay, and that was your Romanian hit 2023 right now. Okay,
Good
so,
music.
sorry?
Good music. I was
It's
about to dance.
I'm glad.
Nice news.
I'm glad. So thank you for the idea. Who would like to share a bit what's the skills that they want to improve by the end of the year? Who would like to share with us?
I'd like to start, if possible.
I see Samin rose a hand.
Okay.
He would
Sure.
like to start first, and then I'll give the floor to you. Samin, go ahead.
Yeah, thank you, Alex. So the skills that I would like to develop would be networking and network utilizing, because I would have to be frank. My father is very good at networking, but I'm not good at it. And since I'm a young entrepreneur, I would like to develop my networking skills. And just making networks is not good enough. We need to be able to utilize the networks that we already have, and we need to grow our network. And so I think these two would be for me right now, would be the most important skills that I would like to improve on.
Perfect. There is a JCI networker training as well. So if you want, like, search for it, see if there's organized online, or if not, maybe LP Binesh will organize it for you with the training. But there is.
That's my hope.
Perfect.
Thank you.
Thank you for sharing. Okay, LP Binesh, go ahead.
Yeah. So actually, I marked myself in every of these fields. So I'll do it fast. Entrepreneurship. Now in my stage, it's only 2. So I'm just starting my entrepreneurship journey. So I rate myself 2. So end of the year, I want to reach at least 5. So next year I'll just grow and grow and grow. One day I'll reach 10, but that is very far away. So that's my entrepreneurship. And organizational development is I rate it 3 now, because I'm just arranging, I'm just doing what I can. So I rated my 3. So at the end of the year, I want to see it at 7. So 7 is my goal. So let's see what happens. And leadership is currently I rate myself only 3. So I think I'm developing my leadership skills. I'm not perfect, but end of the year I want to be 8, because this is my one most important thing in this this list. So leadership, I want to develop 8 actually. And networking is, I think myself it's only 3, because just I'm developing my networking. So end of the year I want to be at least 6. And network utilization, what I rate is only 1, even less than 1, I think, because I have most networks, but utilization is very less. So I want to be at least 5. And then cultural awareness is it's only 1, because I know a few cultures only. So I want to know every culture. So I want to be at least 5. So, and PR and marketing is I rate it only 1. So because just I'm developing, so I rate is very less. So I want to be at least 8. That's ambitious, but I want to be like that. So social and civic engagement, I rate it only 2, because it's also like I'm developing and I want to do it much more. So I want to be at least 6. And project management, which I think is my professional and everything, I rated myself 4, because I think I'm quite good but not good enough. So I want to be at least 8. And the public speaking, debating, I rate only 3, because we are just doing it. And at least we want to be 8, because JCI is for leadership and public speaking, debating, and it's the most important thing. So I want to be 8 actually. And for training, I rated only 3, because I have many trainings in my mind but couldn't do it. So but I want to reach 8. And about personal branding, I think it's only 2 I have. So I want to be 8. That's all.
I think you are very humble in evaluating yourself and very ambitious in setting good goals. Thank you so much for sharing, LP. Is there anyone else who would like to share their skills that they want to develop by yeah, I don't know if I can teach you Romanian, but I can teach you some words. Is there anyone else who would like to share some skills that they want to develop by the end of the year? Going once, going twice.
I want to
Go.
Yeah. I want to develop myself as a trainer, because we are at the JCS and we have to be a leader with trainer. So just personally, I say that I want to be a trainer. I want to learn at this sector.
It's very easy in JCI to actually start practicing to become a trainer, especially when you're part of a local chapter. And you can just start like bringing your expertise, your field of expertise to your local chapter members. And I am sure that if you go to your local chapter and you say, look, I don't know what your background is, but for me it was financial. So I was an accountant, chartered accountant for a long time, and I just said I want to do a finance training, and they actually accepted me to do it. And after a few years, I became a JCI trainer inside the network. Just for you to know, right now the accreditation to become a trainer in JCI is restructured right now. So probably by the end of the year, by World Congress, we'll have a new framework to become a trainer in JCI. So that's why I cannot give you any exact information on how to become a trainer, but just for you to know that it's currently on the go and it's going to be restructured. Okay, but for sure, JCI will give you this kind of opportunities. And I see so many hands up. I'm so happy. Okay, so let's see. First, Samiksia. I don't know if I'm pronouncing anything correctly today, any of your name, but please go ahead.
Hi, Alex.
Hello. Go ahead, please.
Hi, I'm Samiksha from JCI Kirtipur.
Welcome.
Thank you. So the first thing is, I want to develop my public speaking quality. And I rate myself only 2 because I'm just learning. I'm in a learning phase. And by the next year, I want to grow. I want to see myself grow at least at number 7.
Perfect. Perfect. Very
okay,
good.
and second is leadership. I have rated myself number 3, and by next year, I also want to grow it as number 8. Next is entrepreneurship. I have rated myself at number 2, and I want to grow at up to number 6. So this is it. Thank you.
Amazing. Yeah, you are very ambitious, all of you, and I think also you're a bit of a critic, Sol, when it comes to yourself. For public speaking, of course, we have the public speaking competition and the debate competition, and I really encourage you, if you have a national competition, to actually go for it. Even if you're just at the beginning, just deep dive into it and try to be there, trying to learn on the go. That's how I did debating. And actually in my first year, so I went for the national, and then I went straight for the European one, and then I went to the World Congress, and I went in the semifinals for the World Congress after all those failing each time at the debating competition before. So just go for it, and yeah, good luck, but do go for the national at least. If you don't have a local competition, go for the national. And I see then another raised hand, Bishal.
So talking about the skills or the opportunities that I would like to take, the thing that I would like to go with networking and network utilization, because I feel network is net worth. And one thing that I am not being able to utilize is my JC's network. So I would surely look forward to improve my networking and network utilization. Hey guys, all of the JCs from Nepal, I'm chartered accountant, and remember me for my any business consulting. So this is what I would like to develop in this coming year.
Perfect, amazing. So we have the same background. Yeah, so as I said, there is a very nice training, JCI Networker, that you can actually do in JCI. You just need, I can do it, but I don't know if I should come every time to you with a new proposal for training. But there is a training that you can take for networking, and of course participating in international events like Asian Pacific Conference, World Congress, and so on. It gives you a really good opportunity to actually gain new networking skills. Okay, and last but not least, the hand raised, Amar, go ahead.
Thank you, Alex. Thank you for this exercise, because I could find that I'm not a good public speaker, a debater. So now I rated me just 4 on this, but I want to achieve at least 7, and
Okay.
I'll be working on that this year. And about networking, that was my strongest part, and I had rated myself as 8 on that.
Perfect.
And I'm satisfied with that. Thank
So
you.
maybe you can give the ones that are interesting to pump up their skills in networking, give some advice on how they can actually manage that. Okay.
For networking, thank you, Alex. For networking, in my experience, when we attend the events of JCI and we have our break times, we can straightly go to other participants, colleagues, and get introduction with them, and we can promote our business with them. We can promote our local chapter, our activities. We can ask them, and we can make friends. We can exchange numbers. I'm doing the same, and most of all, attending many programs and especially academies is very fruitful for networking, because especially in academies, we also have academies over here in Nepal, and those are residential. And when there is a program for 4 or 5 days, then you are going to get at least 50 new people, 50 new friends and family members that are for your lifetime. That is my experience. Thank you.
Yes, amazing. Thank you for sharing. Thank you for sharing. Indeed, like if you go for an international conference, you will get home with this kind of amount of business cards. So yeah, do attend international conference for developing your networking skills. I'm sure you're going to be really great after you do that. Now I'm just going to deep dive a bit very fast to the leadership and development opportunities that we have, right? And when we talk about leadership, like I said before, the first and like the best step to actually get this development is to actually take on leadership roles in JCI. And it's project leadership or programs. That's the first step when you're a new member, to actually take responsibility for some of maybe your ideas, or to take over some of the existing programs. But also then you can go even further and become like local leaders. So to be a vice president, I saw the Secretary General here, local president, and then to go national and international, right? And you always have this kind of hierarchy in JCI that you can always grow, and each role that we have, it gives a different experience, right? Each role that you are put in, it gives you a different set of skills. When you're a project manager, you know how to manage a team, you know how to manage a budget, you know how to talk maybe with stakeholder, how to attract a sponsor. But when you're local president, then it's a bit different, right? You know how to develop an organization, you learn more about, okay, how the reputation and image of your local chapter looks for the community. It's different skills that you get for each role that you have. When you're national president, it's even different. It's more different because you're working now with people from all over your country. You manage to you are managing a remote team, right? People from all the geographical areas of your countries. It's different type of challenges that you get, and it's different type of skills that you develop during each leadership role that you have. And then you have the individual development, and here is where we come in with all the training, support, the keynotes, the conferences, the mentoring programs that we have, right? And I guess all of you that made this evaluation of what skills you want to develop, if you do have a mentor in JCI or a person that you really respect, you think that they are a true leader, do go to them and ask them, okay, how can I develop these skills? What do you think? What can I do in JCI to develop these skills? Because basically that's how you find out what the opportunities are there for you. Because of course, I can tell you about my experience and the opportunities that I got, but I got them in Romania. And usually the experience that we get from one local organization to other, it's a bit different, right? So you should actually get raw information from your mentors. Okay, and this, of course, you also have the competitions for the skill development. We have the international awards, the national awards, and so on. For business, of course, you have, like we said, you have in the international events, you have a lot of networking opportunities, but you also have them here online, right? Like right now, usually at the end of the session, I say, okay, if you want to contact me, I will leave my LinkedIn in the chat box so you can find me, right? And you can do the same with the other participants. So you can exchange contacts even here, right? You can just put them in the chat and like, if I am this person, and you can actually get to know each other even just virtually and connect on LinkedIn or other platforms. You also have now GVC, which is our common platform, right, where you can find everyone. You can send me a friend request. You have different communities there that you can collaborate on, right? So we have different parts that we can network in. And also in international events, you do have this company visits where you can find out more. I remember in 2019, the last face-to-face World Congress that I attended in Estonia, there was this super nice kind of networking program, in which it was like going on a dating app. So you would go on an app, you would just, swap left or right if you wanted to meet one of the business partners. And there would be like so many people, so different profiles. And like, if you would be interested to make a business with them, or you would be interested like to discuss something with them, you would set a meeting with them. So you would say, yes, I'm interested. And then they would schedule in a time slot that you were both free, a meeting for you and a place for the meeting. And it was really so nice. So you have this kind of opportunities in the international events to actually network and meet business opportunities. And of course, we have the global network. And for the global network, we have the twinings. Now, is there someone that knows what a twinning is?
Yeah.
Let's see.
Who else? Actually, twinning ceremony is we had that in aspect as well. Actually, it's about making two organizations sisters. So it's like signing the MOUs and exchanging the tokens and everything. The ceremony.
It's like getting married, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, but what does it really mean? So once we sign those, we have that ceremony and we sign the papers, what does it actually mean? Because like we're getting married, but the marriage is something else, right?
Yeah. So actually, that means that it's like signing a contract. So in contract, that there will be lots of things like exchange of culture, exchange of business, exchange of everything. So we already have that. So that's why we know with Japan. So we have an idea. Yes.
Yeah, so perfect. So when you have a twinning, actually, you need to have a goal. So what we want to achieve, and usually it's exchange, right? Either we want to give some opportunities to our members, either we want to actually get new ideas for our projects, or maybe we have the same challenges and we want to see how we can tackle them together. We also have the multi-twinning, where you can have like multiple local chapters from multiple countries in one twinning. And usually this is more like a cultural exchange, and each local chapter organizes each year one conference, bringing everyone together or doing one event together in each country. So you have different parts, different types of collaboration between our local chapters and also national chapters, organizations, sorry. And of course, we have the conferences and events. Again, these are the part of international that it's best seen, and you can best feel it on your own skills by attending events. And now we go into the last session, and I really hope that I can let you go in 15 minutes. So you can also have your evening. So why JCI? Just one second. This is just one video. It's a very introductory video about what JCI does and why we do what we do, right? If you have seen it, bear with me. It's not very long, but this is mostly for the new members, right? For them to understand.
The world needs effective global leaders who can navigate environments that are complex and ever-changing. But we cannot wait too long to train these current and aspiring leaders. That's where JCI comes in. JCI is an organization for long-term leadership, training, and...
I'm sorry.
And networking opportunities for young people. We amplify natural talents and create globally minded leaders who can change their communities for the better. We empower the next generation of leaders through events that build networking capabilities, training that hones skills, programs that shape leadership potential, and projects that test resourcefulness. In JCI, you'll meet people from around the world, working as professionals in every industry imaginable. Together, we find solutions to the world's biggest challenges. We are focused on empowering young people to take responsibility for the future. We achieve this by fostering growth in the 4 areas of opportunity: individual development, business and entrepreneurship, community action, and international cooperation. Our impact is felt on a global scale through thousands of member projects that focus on localized needs, from community development to entrepreneurial support. JCI is for people who are never satisfied with the status quo. So together with our partners, members, and allies, we're working to take full responsibility for the future we want. At JCI, we're leading for life. The world needs a
Okay, and basically everything that was explained in the video is kind of a showcast of our action frame. For the more experienced members, the action frame is the new design of the citizens, active citizens framework, right? Is the new adaptation, but basically the essential part is the same. So we have the 4 areas of opportunities that we actually offer to our members, right? But we offer them through creating events and programs and trainings, right? And in the action framework, basically what we want to do is give you a guideline, a framework that you can use so you can make sure that when you're creating a project, an event, or a program, you make sure that it's sustainable and it's impactful, right? That you're acting on the source of the problem and not on a symptom of the problem, right? So there are 4 stages in the action framework, and we begin with asking ourselves why. Okay, so we have this problem in our community, right? Something happened and this is a problem that we have. But then we need to ask ourselves, and there is a very short and efficient strategy to analyze a problem. Ask yourself why again and again until you reach the core of the problem that you can actually act upon, right? So maybe, I don't know, for me, for example, at some point in my JCI membership, there was a park next to my workplace and next to a school that was always dirty. There were always trash on the grass and so on. So like we discussed a bit, okay, why that's happening? Why is always trash there? Maybe because, I don't know, people are not educated, but maybe there are no trash cans there. If there are no trash cans, then why is that happening? Because like it's next to a school and it's it should be, you know, well organized. So okay, if there are no trash can, what can we do? So the next part after analyzing what's the problem is planning it. So who does what, when, and where, and how do we do it, right? Replying to all this kind of questions and kind of see how we can address the root cause or the challenge, how we can act upon the problem that we found and that we analyzed. And then of course it's the execution. And when you ask yourself, back to the development, when you ask who, you can also consider the stakeholders, right? If we had to put some trash can in the park, we needed to talk first with the town hall, with the government, right, to make sure that they allow us to do that kind of project. And then you just do it, like Nike says, yeah, right? So you just put yourself out there, you follow the plan, you follow the deadline, and you execute everything. Now, one thing that we're really missing in JCI is the 4th phase, and it's the follow-up. After you do a program, after you do an event or a training, always try to follow up to see, okay, what did we do wrong? What did we do right? I ask for feedback, go into that park and check after 1 year, see if the trash cans are still there, see if you're still efficient, if it was sustainable or not, right? And if you're going to do it again, do it better. Take in consideration what you did, what you follow up on, what the feedback you received, and try to improve every time that you're doing. Okay, and now we kind of responded to 3 questions during this training, right? We said why JCI, we said how JCI, and what JCI. And now I want you to actually answer to this question. So I want you to tell me why JCI is doing what we are doing. What's our mission? What's our core mission. Who would like to go for this one? So why JCI? What is in JCI or why?
Can I start?
Yeah, go ahead, LP.
So first of all, why is so like why JCI means like it's a I can say lots of things, but I'll make it short. Why? Because you'll develop yourself in JCI, and then after developing yourself, you'll grow the skills of entrepreneurship, and after earning some earning some, then you can give it to your community actually. That's
So
all.
basically, the why in JCI is we develop leaders, we develop skills, right? How do we do that?
We actually conduct the program and we lead it by ourselves for development of ourselves.
Yeah, so we are giving this kind of opportunities to our members, right? We're giving opportunities for them to develop. We give them trainings. We give them leadership opportunities to take roles. And what do we actually do in JCI? So this is why we do it. This is how we do it. But what do we actually deliver? What is our product that we deliver to the community? It's the events. It's the events, it's the programs, it's the projects that you do in your local chapters, in your national organization. That's our product. That's what, when we talk to a sponsor, that's what we sell, right? When we try to attract new members, that's what we sell. But actually, we should sell why we are doing it, right? They should know why we are doing this type of things. And now I have one more questions for you. So yeah, this is who we are. This is why we are doing it, what we are doing and how we are doing it. So what? Why is it this important? So what if JCI is there? So what if we're doing so many things? So what if you're in your local community?
So that we can have peaceful environment.
So what? Yeah, okay. You're creating peaceful environments. So what? Are there other organizations who are doing? I think there are a lot of organizations who are doing that as well. So what if you're doing that? It's challenging, right? It's challenging.
Yes, challenging.
It's challenging.
Like
how do we?
Before I joined JCS, I was like very much nervous. Now I can like talk in mass, and like I have my own example. Like I have participated in a couple of programs now, and I've also like become financially stable now, and I have started small, like my own, a little bit of charity from my savings that this is taught me, like that we can do.
Yeah, so that's it. So JCI, not only that we don't only do things, so we don't only put trash cans in the park, right? We develop leader, we impact our members, we teach them how to do it, and we don't do the things that we don't do them just to be done. We are trying not just to check a case, right? We're not just trying to put trash cans, we're trying to put out there sustainable solutions. We're trying to tackle the real problem so we don't have to take it over and over again, right? That's it. That's how we differentiate. We are a global organization that are impacting not only our communities, but we're impacting 150 members around the globe. We're teaching them, we're giving them the skills and the mindset that they need to impact further on, right? So that's what JCI is. So that's what we're doing, right? Thank you so much for sharing, Pauline. Okay, and we are doing all of this, of course, with the global goals, so global sustainable development goals. I hope you heard about them. They are 17. Of course, we are tackling 3 of them through the RISE project. If you heard of it, I think you actually had some programs in Nepal with RISE project. But basically what we try to do, we try to work sustainably and to work on this. And now, before ending this session, I would like to give you the floor for any questions that you have regarding this training, regarding what we talked about today, regarding the discussions, and then I will have just one more slide to end the session. So if you have any questions, please raise your hand or write them in the chat, and just for me to know. Samin, go ahead.
So is it possible that you could provide us the slides that you just showed, so that I could, in my own time, study it and try to develop something that I heard, but I was not quite able to write it on, note it down. So would that be possible?
I will send the slides to local president Bines, and like he can share it with the participants further on. Is that okay? Would that work?
Sure, sure. Thank you.
Okay.
Sure. Alex, can I ask one question to you?
Yes.
Is there any website that can support us for our development, just like training or anything, the material that JCI provide?
Sorry, a certificate for training for trainers, you mean?
No, especially for the website where we get the material as for learning as a JCI, as how to conduct the program, how to conduct the training, and etc.
So you have
as a JCI.
So for trainers, for preparing trainers, there are a few trainings that there are out there. There is the JCI facilitator, which is a 3-day training for becoming a trainer. There is the JCI presenter, which is a shorter training, but it's only for presenting, not necessary for facilitating trainings. And there is also a training called Train the Trainer, which is a very old training, to be honest. I don't know. I did it long ago. I don't know if it's updated in any way, but I think they will be coming up. So this year, like I said, the Train the Trainer kind of journey will be changed a bit this year. So probably at World Congress, we're going to have a final guideline on how to become a trainer in JCI updated version. And they're going to tell us if there is a new training for trainers, or if there's something else, or a guideline, or a certification, a different certification path. Did I answer your question?
Somewhat. Just I want to ask you that is there any website or JCI has developed any such a website where we get the material?
The material, you can get it out of the library. So if you go on JVC, JCI CC, you go to the library, you'll find their skill development, and you'll have all the materials there.
Okay, thank you.
Anytime. Okay, any other question? What is the key to motivate new JC member in local sector? Well, the key is to actually get to know what's motivating for them. I have a special training for JC I actually made, how to motivate people and why it doesn't work. The most important part, and that's why I also added in the JCI Discover the exercise with value, is to actually know the value of your people. So to know what triggers them, what engages them, and what motivates them, but also like to really spend time and care about them. As a leader, it needs to be important for you to know what's best for your people, right? And to know what's best for your people is to actually get to know them. That's why I always recommend that local presidents get to actually know all their members, to have that one-on-one session with all the members so they know what motivates them. As a project manager as well, once you have a team, you need to know what they want. You need to know what skills they want to develop. If I'm a project manager, for example, and I have a task to, I don't know, create promotional materials for my project, I will try to find not necessarily the best person who can do it, but the person who wants to learn that, right? Because they would be more motivated to work on that. They will try to deliver a good product, and they will try to deliver in good timing because they're motivated to learn. So that's how you try to actually manage resources in JCI, right? And to motivate people. You don't try to push them into something they don't want, but you try to find what they want and give it to them, right? How to socialize with people? Well, that's quite, you need to go out of your comfort zone. There is like, to be very honest with you, and I said that in my last session with JCI Nepal, when I joined JCI for their first conference I ever attended, I was such a shy person, and I keep hearing this kind of story. Even the last world president from Venezuela, Argenis, he was saying that his first event in JCI, he was just sitting in a corner, not talking to anyone. And now if you see him speak on a showcase, on talking about anything, he's amazing. You can he's hypnotizing. He's telling so interesting stories. It's amazing the way, somebody can grow in JCI. So the best way is to actually get out there, get in the JCI events, get to know people. And the thing is, even if you don't have very good communication skills right now, there are a lot of members that already gained that kind of communication skills, and they will be there around you to help you out, communicate and engage with you. I had this one amazing experience in JCI with one of my mentees. She joined JCI. It was her first month, and she said that she wants to take on a project, and she took on a health conference. And of course, for us at the whole health conference, the project manager would always say a few words about the project, describing, thanking the partners and so on. And I was moderator. She asked me to be her moderator for the conference. And I was on in front of everyone and introducing her, inviting her in front to present the program. And she actually had stage block. So she couldn't get one single word out of her mouth. And for me, it was panicking as well, because it never happened to me to have somebody on the stage and not be able to say anything. So I was really panicking inside, but in a way, I tried to manage the situation. I thanked her. I started speaking about the project, And after this event, in 1 year, so at the end of her project management year, she actually got in front of the stage and hold an entire conference in front of 200 people. And for me, that kind of shows how JCI impacts us. And that kind of example, seeing my members grow like that in just 1 year, in just a few months, that's actually how you get to develop in JCI, putting yourself out there, not being afraid that you'll fail if you fail the first time, having the members around you to encourage you that don't worry, it sucks to fail, but we're here, and that's the way you learn. You need just to, get out there if you want to get better, if you want to improve. So I think this is very important, to always get out there. If you want to be a good public speaker, always be in front of the crowd. Yeah, you're going to do mistakes. You're going to, again, fuck it up in some points, but that's how we learn. And don't be afraid to fail, because failing is the best way you can actually learn. That's the things that you're going to remember. You're not going to remember the part where you had a huge success in 3 conferences in a row. No, you're going to remember the one conference that you missed out, that you made a mistake and everyone everyone laughed at you or something. You're going to remember the failures. So make sure you fail again and again and make nice memories. Yeah. And now we have Samixia. Go ahead.
Hi, Alex. This is Miss Samiksha again.
Go ahead.
So I would like to ask you, what is the main reason behind joining JCI? Your main reason behind joining JCI, and what do you rate yourself from 1 to 10 in terms of public speaking quality?
Okay, so like I said at the beginning of the session, I shared a bit of why I joined JCI. So I actually joined JCI for a project, a very dear project of mine that actually, to be very honest, I didn't like how they were doing. My local chapter was doing it. I saw so much potential in it, and I said, I'll show you how it's done. And yeah, so that's how I joined JCI. But to be very honest, like every time I ask people, why do you stay in JCI? And I think this is really impressive for me, because every time when I talk with experienced member, I kind of get the same answers. And the answer is, I stay because of the people. So the fact that we have this kind of group that we can feel at home with, and to be honest, I felt more support. So my parents are very harsh with me and my brother. So they always had high expectations of us. And in JCI, when I came, everyone recognized my effort. Everyone appreciated my effort. And that's something that I never got before, right? So for me, like JCI is even a better family than I had. So I think that's one reason why we really stay in JCI a long period of time, because we are around people that really appreciate us, but also around people that would actually stick up if we really have a good idea and we want to do impact in the world. And I think this is very important. And for your second question on public speaking, to be very honest with you, I think I'm an okay public speaker. From a scale from 1 to 10, maybe I am a 8, but that doesn't mean I don't get anxious when I hold a speech. It's very different every time, and you need to be very conscious that even like I get anxious before a speech. For example, after COVID, I am a certified trainer, right? I did hundreds of trainings during COVID on Zoom, and then last year when I got in a classroom to do my first face-to-face training after COVID, I was so anxious. I had to do breathing exercises just to calm down, because like it was, again, not practicing, not doing it. It took me again in that kind of like insecure mode that you get, right? Okay, Binesh, go ahead. I think you're next. Thank you so much for the questions.
Yeah, actually, this is not a question, but just information. So actually, all the sessions, like the online sessions we have done and we will do, we are uploading in our YouTube page. It's called JCI Kirtipur. So everybody can subscribe it. You can search it in YouTube, and there are all the videos we have done online, like just our chapter, or maybe this one is national. So other national trainings are also uploaded in that YouTube channel. So please subscribe in that channel. And also we have other sessions, online sessions are coming up. So Wednesday there is July 19th. There is one session from debate champion from JCI Malaysia. So we have the appointment that so we'll get the knowledge of how to do debate, how they won it in Asia Pacific Conference. So that will be one session. And another session we have with Vice President Mari Kitamura, assigned to Asia, and it's on August 4th, Friday. So other sessions are also on the line. So please cooperate with us, and I'm doing my best effort to give it to all of the people I know. So thank you.
Perfect. Thank you for sharing, LP. Okay. Next, Pratik.
My question is, you joined JCI in 2015. Am I correct?
Yes, correct.
Within this short period of time, how was how you achieved to become vice president of JCI? How was it possible, and what were the obstacles? Can you share some lights?
Yeah, I to be very honest, I have a very dull memory about obstacles, but I took a lot of roles. So I'm kind of an exception from the rule in the sense that I took more roles up in a year that it's then usually members take on. For example, in my first year as a member, I coordinated 4 projects in my local chapter. So the next year, after coordinating 4 projects in my local chapter, I became a deputy in my local chapter, vice president for project, executive vice presidents for project. Usually after you are deputy, you go as local president, but I didn't. I went for the national board as vice president. And I went for economical policy vice president in my national board. And afterwards, I came back as local president. After I was local president, I went straight for deputy in the national board because I already had the experience. And when I was deputy, I was not only deputy, I was also secretary general in the national board, and I was also European Development Council. So I was already at the international level as well. And then I went for national president. So that's why I could in such a short amount of time to do everything, because I took a lot of responsibilities during 1 year already.
Yes, that's interesting that you joined national first. That's truly interesting one. Thank you very much.
Anytime. Okay, I don't see any other questions. Are there any other questions? If not, I will just finish up. Babita, would you like to have a question? Would you like to have the floor? No? Okay. Okay, so then I just want to finish with one of my favorite quotes. So the reasonable man that adapts himself to the world. The unreasonable one persists to adapt the world to himself. Therefore, please be unreasonable. Try to make this world better and put your vision, implement your vision into it. Be unreasonable members and do whatever is out of the box, whatever you think is best, and impact your local communities. Okay? So thank you so much for attending today, and thank you so much for LP Bines for inviting me and having me again with you. It was really an awesome experience for me to hear all your stories and all your ideas as well. Thank you so much for joining.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, for your time and effort. And again and again, I call you to give sessions and you manage your time. And thanks to all the participants who gave this important time, which was about to given in the families and the friends and everything. So they joined here and share something and learn something. So I thank all the participants that all of you made it possible. Thank you very much.
I see that there is a request of social media. I'm going to share with you my LinkedIn account, and also my, I just saw that I posted privately, but yeah, I'm going to share with you my LinkedIn account and also my Instagram account. So you can contact me, you can write to me whatever you need. This year, I'm all yours. Is there any other question? I see your raised hand. Samixia?
I have sent you friend request in Facebook, so I would like you to accept my Facebook friend request.
Okay, that's a very good point. That's a very good point, because I have a lot of requests on Facebook, and to be honest, I have.
My name is Samiksha Shrestha.
Yes, I just hit approve because I have a lot of requests, and on Facebook there's a limit to 5,000 people that you can befriend, and I'm getting close to that limit. So I only confirm when someone I really know or I already met. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Okay, thank you so much for being here today, and hope to see you again soon, either at the World Congress or in another online session. And
Wait for a moment, Alex. Actually, President Camille is there from Philippines. Actually, maybe she wants to speak something. Hi, Camille.
Hello.
First, Camille.
Hello. Yes. Good evening, everyone. Thank you for this session, Prespinesh, and congratulations, JCI Kirtipur, for this. It was really fun. Even though I have attended Discover trainings in the past, but it's still nice to attend. Maybe just to refresh a bit of your, why you really started with JCI. Thank you so much for having me and for letting me join this.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much for
President.
joining. Thank you so much for joining. Would you like to have a picture at the end, local president Vinas?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, let's have a short picture. So if everyone could turn their camera on, that would be great.
Okay.
Okay, let's wait just a bit more. I see a few more cameras joining. Okay. Okay, so smile. 1, 2. Just a second. 3. Done. Okay, perfect. Okay, thank you everyone again for joining, and hope to see you soon, face to face or online. Have a wonderful weekend. Enjoy.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thank you
Alex.
very
Thanks
much.
for joining us.
Happy weekend,
Have a
everybody.
great weekend.
Thanks a
Bye.
lot.
Have a great weekend. Bye bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye bye.
Bye.